The illusion of time. We live like time is real. Past, present, future, all lined up like a train track. Yesterday happened, tomorrow's coming, and today is just this tiny dot in between. That's how it feels, right? But the crazy part is, that flow of time isn't actually real. Your brain is stitching together little snapshots of reality and serving it up as a smooth story. By the time you think you're in the present moment, it's already gone. And in physics, it gets even stranger. Einstein's theory says the past, present, and future are all sitting there at once, like pages in a book that's already been written. You're not moving through time, you're just flipping pages. Mystics have been saying the same thing for centuries. Behind the whole show of seconds and minutes, there's only one thing, the now. That's why sometimes in meditation, people say they step outside of time. Everything feels still, eternal, and then other times, 10 minutes of boredom feels like 3 hours. So maybe time isn't this river dragging us forward. Maybe it's a mental trick, a way the mind organizes change so we don't freak out. The past is memory, the future is imagination, and the present, it slips through your fingers the moment you try to hold it. Which means if you're waiting for the right time to start something, good luck, because the only time you'll ever actually have is right now.
The illusion of separation. From the time we were kids, it feels obvious. This is me, that's you, this is my body, my mind, my life, and everything else out there. Other people, nature, the universe. But the thing is, that line between me and everything else doesn't really exist. Take a breath. The air that was outside a second ago is now inside you. In a few moments, it'll be outside again. So where exactly is the boundary? Same with food, water, sunlight. They all come from the world, pass through you, and keep going. Even your body itself, every atom in you once belonged to something else. The trees, the soil, the stars. You're not separate from the universe. You're made of it. And it's not just physical. Emotions move between us all the time. One person's laughter can change the whole mood of a room. One person's pain can spread through everyone around them. We act like we're cut off, but we're more like waves in the same ocean. Still, the illusion of separation is strong. It makes us compare, compete, protect what's ours. It convinces us that we're alone. But when you zoom out, those walls fall apart. And the beautiful part is that when you realize you're not separate, life feels less lonely. Helping someone else feels like helping yourself. Nature's health feels like your health. And the world stops being out there because you finally see you were part of it all along. The illusion of duality. Our minds love to split the world in two. Good and evil, right and wrong, light and dark, me and you. It feels natural, like that's just the way reality works. But the thing is, those opposites we cling to aren't really separate at all. They depend on each other. You only know light because you've seen dark. You only understand up because there's a down. Without one, the other wouldn't even make sense. And yet we live as if these divisions are solid, as if there's this eternal war between opposites. But when you look closer, they're part of the same whole, two sides of one coin. Day and night aren't enemies, they're a cycle. Life and death aren't rivals, they're phases of the same process. The illusion of duality tricks us into thinking reality is split, that we're here, the universe is there, that joy is separate from pain, that self is separate from other. But the more you zoom out, the more the lines blur. And maybe that's the point. Maybe instead of fighting to pick a side, we're meant to see that both are necessary. That opposites aren't really opposites, they're partners. And once you see that, the world feels less like a battle. The illusion of the ego. We all walk around with this sense of I'm this person, I have this name, I'm the one thinking these thoughts. It feels solid, like a core self living behind our eyes, but the wild part is, the I you feel so strongly isn't as real as it seems. It's more like a story your brain is constantly telling, a collection of memories, roles, habits, and labels stitched together. Change any of those pieces and the self shifts too. Think about it. The person you were 5 years ago, is it the same body and same mind you have now? No. Your tastes, your beliefs, even your personality, they've all shifted. So which one is the real you? The ego loves to say, this is who I am, but it's more like a moving target, shaped by every experience and every thought. And the moment you look for it directly, there's nothing solid to grab onto. That doesn't mean you don't exist. It just means the you you're clinging to might be more like a mask than a permanent self. A character the mind plays so it can navigate the world, but when you loosen your grip on the ego, life feels lighter. You stop defending an identity that's always changing anyway. You stop taking things so personally, and you start seeing yourself less as a fixed I, and more as a flow of experience, constantly shifting, constantly alive. The illusion of meaning. Humans are storytellers by nature. We don't just live life, we explain it, frame it, give it a reason. A breakup isn't just a breakup, it was meant to teach me something. A good day isn't just random, it's a sign the universe is on my side. We don't stop at what happens, we add a layer of meaning on top. But then, life itself might not come with built-in meaning at all. It's not like trees grow with a label saying, "This is your purpose," or storms arrive with a note explaining why. The world just is. It's our minds that can't resist weaving stories into it. That's not always a bad thing. Meaning is what gets us through the hard stuff. It's why people say things like, "Everything happens for a reason," or find strength in their faith, their art, their work. It gives us direction, it gives us comfort. But when we forget that meaning is something we create, we get trapped. We look for answers that might not exist. We wait for the universe to tell us what to do. We suffer when something doesn't seem to make sense. Maybe the point isn't that life has some big secret meaning hidden in it. Maybe the point is that we're the ones who make it meaningful. We're the ones painting the canvas, telling the story, deciding why it all matters. And in a strange way, that's freeing. Because if life doesn't hand you meaning, it means you get to write your own. The illusion of free will. We feel like we're the ones steering the wheel of life. Every decision, from what we eat to who we love to which path we take, feels like it comes from a conscious self choosing freely. That sense of control is one of the strongest human experiences. But neuroscience shows something strange. The brain makes decisions milliseconds before we're even aware of them. By the time we think "I chose this," the choice is already in motion. Philosophers have argued for centuries about whether free will truly exists or whether we're acting out programming shaped by biology, culture, and environment. Mystics go even further, suggesting the chooser itself is an illusion. The ego takes credit for actions, but life may be unfolding on its own, with thoughts and impulses simply arising. The illusion is believing there's a separate self authoring every choice. In reality, choices are the product of countless causes, genes, experiences, emotions, even random chance. Awareness may be the only real freedom we have, noticing the process rather than controlling it. The illusion of value. We move through life treating certain things as if they have fixed, absolute worth: money, gold, diamonds, social status, fame. But the strange part is, value isn't built into any of those things. A diamond is just carbon. Paper money is just ink on paper. Even numbers on a bank screen only mean something because people agree they do. Value is a story, a collective belief that gives objects and symbols power. If everyone stopped believing a piece of paper was worth $100, it would instantly lose its magic. The same goes for things like status, titles, or luxury brands. They carry weight because the mind and society project meaning onto them. The illusion is that value is permanent and objective. In reality, it's fragile, shifting, and entirely dependent on perspective. What's priceless to one person might be worthless to another. Once you see through this illusion, you realize that value isn't out there in the world, it's something we create in our minds. The illusion of choice abundance. We often think the more options we have, the freer we are. Walk into a supermarket and see 40 different kinds of cereal and it feels like abundance. Scroll through endless shows on Netflix and it feels like freedom. But the strange thing is, too many choices don't actually make us happier. They often make us anxious, indecisive, and less satisfied with what we pick. Psychologists call this the paradox of choice. When options multiply, the mind freezes up. You worry about making the wrong decision or regret the one you did make because maybe another would have been better. Instead of enjoying freedom, you get trapped in doubt. The illusion is believing that abundance of choice equals abundance of freedom. In reality, real freedom comes from clarity, knowing what matters to you and choosing simply. Too many choices don't set us free, they just give the illusion of freedom while keeping us stuck. Abundance can be a blessing or a curse, because too many choices can overwhelm us unless we rise above them. Each stage of awakening teaches us to see abundance differently, from attachment to clarity, from greed to gratitude.